chair. Oh, it was right in there.
That's not witness.
Yeah, right here.
There you go, Jason.
Here's some money.
No.
I don't know. Last time I heard it, she was doing
You hear me?
No. Turn it on.
How do you turn it on?
No.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much, everybody, for coming. This means so much to me and Mom and the whole family to have so many people here. We're surprising Mother. She knew about the party, but she didn't know about what we're doing here. Tonight we are saying, Lapriel Harris, this is your life. The participants are all their grandchildren. All the little granddaughters, yeah. Okay. And great. Okay. This is your life, Elvira Lapriel Carlson Harris. You were born on July the 5th, 1917, in the little old Swedish town of Obed, Idaho, in the beautiful Bear Lake Valley. You were the daughter of Charles Frederick Carlson and Eva Anita Peterson. You had one sister and 4 brothers. You were the next to the youngest. You were a very smart, curly-headed blonde child, much loved by your entire family. You followed your brothers everywhere and were especially happy when they took you fishing with them. One time you were sitting on a log rounding a worm when all of a sudden the log turned and down you went into the creek. You were covered with water and mud from head to toe, but received no lasting injuries. He bed fast with cancer for many years. Thus began a great struggle for your father to keep things going for his family. It was about that time when little accident-prone Lapriel, a tomboy and a little bit too daring for her own good, had another mishap. This time it was a bit more serious. How far can I lean over this bridge without falling, you asked herself. The answer, too far. You took a bad fall, broke your arm in 2 places, and was laid up for many months. Some people always have to learn everything the hard way.
I always have to learn everything the hard way.
As a child from a very humble home, you had few possessions. Mother, listen. Lapriel is singing. They both listened intently, and you seemed to be humming, Katie, beautiful Katie. You began playing your father's old-fashioned organ by ear when you were as young as 3 years old. From there, you went to the piano, guitar, ukulele, clarinet, and heaven only knows how many more instruments you have tried. You have composed many pieces of music. One of your favorite old tunes when you were a child was My Darling Clementine. we said before, you are very smart and especially good in school. The word has not been invented that you could not spell. Hello, Lapriel. Are you ready for the next spelling bee today?
I think so.
All right. Since this is a real important year in Relief Society, I have a word that I cannot spell myself, so I am going to ask you to spell it for me. And the word is sesquicentennial.
Sesquicentennial. S-E-S-Q-U-I. C-E-N. C-E-N-T-I-A-L.
Very good. Wrong, but good. In the little one-room schoolhouse you attended, all 8 grades were taught in one big room. You were so advanced that as a 7th grader, they promoted you to the 8th grade just 7 weeks before the 8th grade graduated. You had just those 7 weeks to finish not only your 7th grade studies, but to complete all the 8th grade requirements as well. This you did with such high grades that you gave the graduation address at the promotion exercises. Dum, 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 dum.
Stars and garters, this is the cat's pajamas.
As a beautiful, tall, slender young woman, you had many friends and beaux. You loved to go to dances. This was during the period of what is now referred to as the big band era. One of your favorite songs to dance to was Glenn Miller's rendition of Moonlight Serenade. Your granddaughter Malene will now do a creative dance to this melody. In the spring of 1937, you meet the cowboy who was to become your life's companion. You and Willis were married May the 9th, 1937 in Randolph, Utah. This was the beginning of a new life for you in the Canyon home in St. Charles. It was pleasant in the spring and summer, but the winters in Bear Lake were very hard, and your home, which you shared with Willis's parents, was remote and snowed in for many months at a time. This was hard on you as a social personality. You and Willis had lots of friends in St. Charles. A rook club was organized, and many wonderful times were shared with friends in this little village. On August the 20th, 1938, your first child was born. You named her after your mother, Anita, but the nickname of Anita has stuck. 4 years later, you gave birth to your second daughter, Shannon. You have had many health problems in your life and countless surgeries. You've always wanted a son to carry on the Harrop name, since Willis was the only son of his family. Your doctors told you that another pregnancy could make you an invalid for the rest of your life. However, in 1951, you decided to try again. Your objective, a brown-eyed boy. Not just a boy, it had to be a brown-eyed boy. Your greatest worry was that you would be snowed in and unable to get to the hospital in Montpelier, 20 miles away, as your baby was due in late November, and so was the snow.
Oh me, oh my, oh me, oh my, oh me, oh my. Whatever will I do? I know. If the apple doesn't fall by itself, you can always shake the tree.
Oh no.
Sherman always was fun, especially at that age. Yes, Lapriel? Yes, Lapriel, somebody up there loves you because you finally got your brown-eyed boy. The following summer, your dream came true when you and Willis were able to purchase some land and build a home in town. Your children grew up fast. In 1957, another new title was bestowed upon you, that of mother-in-law, when Anita was married to Dave. Then, in 1958, you began receiving what is perhaps God's greatest gift of all, that of grandchildren. In 1962, Shannon was married, and more grandchildren were soon on their way into your heart. Before long, you have 8 towheads calling you Grandma. Now, 34 years later, you have 13 grandchildren and 14 great-grandchildren who all love you dearly. Lapriel, you have always been a hard worker. As anyone who has ever lived on a farm can testify, there was always plenty to eat, but very little to spend. You raised and sold chickens and eggs by the millions. But when that didn't seem to be too profitable, you searched for employment outside of the home. One of your first jobs at this time was at the Bear Lake Cafe. Here you peeled 3,823,412 potatoes, give or take a few thousand. When you got to the point where you could no longer look a potato in the eye, you gave that up. And then you tried your hand at maid work. This turned out to be so much fun that you worked at various motels and resorts, including Sweetwater Resort, for many years. In addition to gainful employment, you also devoted many years of service to the church. Your service was mostly as organist or pianist for the various auxiliaries. You've also taught in the Mutual and Relief Society. You've been the ward drama director, a visiting teacher, and a member of the ward choir. You love the Daughters of the Utah Pioneers and have held many positions there, including twice as the captain. You've also served as the PTA president. In the early 70s, you find out that Willis has emphysema. Thus began another hard time for you to endure. Having always been a very active man, this was hard on both of you. During this time, you were able to share one of your proudest and happiest times together when your son Sherm received his call to serve the Lord on a mission in the Kentucky-Tennessee mission. The people in the ward, being aware of Willis's very poor health, were supportive. They even made it a ward project to put up the hay for the 2 summers that Sherm was gone. This really meant a lot to both of you. Soon after Sherm's return home, he met a girl from Salt Lake who was at that time visiting friends in St. Charles. Soon they were married, and before long you were to become a grandma again. Sherm was able to bless your life with this grandchild, one more on the way, before Willis died on December the 30th, 1977. Although this marriage ended, Sherm was able to bless your life with a total of 4 more grandchildren, including 2 sons to carry on the Harrop name. Sherm later remarried, and soon your 13th grandchild, Stacy Lynn, was born. You turned your family home over to Sherm soon after Willis died and bought a trailer home on the lot next to it. After only 2 years, you moved again. This time, you came to Salt Lake City, Truman Avenue in the Kimball Ward. This turned out to be a very good move for you and all of the family. Living next door to David and Anita has given you the opportunity to become closer to them and to their children. Then Shannon and her family moved to Salt Lake as well as Sherm and his family. Now all live within a close distance of you except for one grandson and his family who live on the East Coast. Kimball Ward has welcomed you and also been the recipient of your talents. One of the greatest joys of your life was when on March the 16th, 1979, when you and your children went as a family to the Ogden Temple to have you sealed to Willis, and your children sealed to you. Your testimony has grown, and because of your wonderful family home evening group of sisters here in the ward, you have become very close to the Scriptures. As we said before, music is and always has been one of the most important things in your life. So as a fitting conclusion to tonight's program, your granddaughter Louisa will sing one of your compositions, Should We Meet the Savior. This has been your life, Elvira Lapriel, Carlson Harrop. We hope there will be many more chapters yet to come.